Are you a Camino addict? Answer these 5 questions to find out. Question number 1. When you see people with a backpack, do you say, Buen Camino? Okay, so it's just a group of children with book bags going to school. Question number 2. When you see a yellow arrow, do you, without thinking, follow it? Well, it's just a yellow arrow traffic sign, but you follow it anyway. Question number 3. When you walk into a church or a museum or an important building, do you search in your pockets for your pilgrim passport so you can get a stamp? Question number 4. Do you walk into a coffee shop and order a coffee con leche, then realize that nobody here speaks Spanish? Well, I live in Arizona, so most people do. Question number 5. Do you begin planning your next Camino even though you're still on a Camino and have another 2 weeks of walking? If you answered yes to 2 or more of these questions, then, my friend, like myself, you're a Camino addict or a Perpetual Pilgrim. That sounds a lot nicer. Here are some of the positive aspects of walking a Camino. Physical benefits. As you know, walking long distances demands physical endurance and promotes cardiovascular health. The act of walking a Camino, often for hundreds or more miles, improves stamina, strengthens muscles, and enhances overall fitness. This physical exertion is continuous and intense compared to the typical daily activities or a routine gym session. Unlike traditional vacations, which often involve a lot of sitting and passive activities, the Camino requires physical labor, making it an excellent form of exercise. Mental benefits. The mental benefits of walking a Camino are profound. As you set your walking cadence, you lapse into a type of meditative quality of walking. This allows for extended periods of introspection and self-reflection. Social benefits. Socially, walking a Camino can be an incredibly enriching experience. The route is traveled by individuals from around the world, each with unique backgrounds and stories. This multicultural environment offers a chance for cultural exchange and building long-lasting friendships that are based on shared experiences and mutual support. The Camino fosters a deeper sense of community and connectivity among its walkers through shared challenges and communal accommodations like albergues and Camino meals. The last benefit, and for me the most important, is it's just plain old fun. Yep, fun. It's a gift you give yourself, a different adventure each day, meeting new people, seeing new places, enjoying all the foods of the area. Quite honestly, that's why I spend 3 months each year walking over 1,500 miles, carrying a backpack. I just love doing it. It's enjoyable. No, it's just fun. I put this question, why do you walk a Camino, to some of my Camino friends, and here's what they had to say about it. So we're in my house with my Camino friends, Suzanne and Patty and Tuxie, who just ran off, and we just went out and walked the Camino out in my desert. And so I asked my friends if they would sit down for a minute and let's do some video and have them tell you what they like so much about walking a Camino. So, Patty, you want to start?
Yeah. It was my first Camino, and it was a Camino Portugués. and I really love. Just it was so exciting. It was our first Camino, and we have heard so much about it that we decided to do it. And for me, it was just the freedom of walking and getting into your own feelings and thoughts, and just getting to know people, getting to hear their stories. It was just an amazing experience. I think that the Camino teaches you so many things that you don't even know about yourself. You know, when you go into that inside of you and you start thinking about your life, you start thinking about in those moments that you have alone, and you start even listening to your walk and listening to this rhythm that you start getting, and the views, the people. It was just amazing. I can keep going on and on about saying what the Camino not only showed me but did to me, and that I have to say that I am planning already for the next Camino.
So you're definitely a perpetual pilgrim.
I think I am, yes.
And how about your experiences?
Hi. We entered this Camino journey not having a clue what it really was about. We read, we listened to videos, we talked to people, but really it teaches you that you are much more than you think you can be. It was spontaneous, it was fun. We encountered every type of weather you can imagine. In maybe our daily lives, we wouldn't be happy with being saturated and wet and muddy, but it was freeing as well, because you had no choice but to continue through whatever you were going through, whether it was the weather or traffic or people. And it was easy. You think it's going to be hard. You think, wow, this is awful that I'm going to be wet and soggy. But really, the weather played no part in the experience of what you were doing. And we were all banded together because we met people from all over the world with different experiences, but everybody seemed to be inclined to want to share of themselves with us, and vice versa. So at the end of the day, I had expectations of what it was going to be like, totally different than what I expected. And I continued to experience the Camino long after we got home. And that's the wonderment of the Camino.
So, my Camino family, thank you so much for sharing. So, you're definitely a perpetual pilgrim also.
Oh, I just wish I was younger. I could do many more. But, we were blessed to do that one. We're planning on going again next year to do another, probably the Française. Who knows? But we are excited to do it again. Okay. And like Gigi, who's done it how many times? Over 50? We're ready.
All right. Okay. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're now going to zoom up to Idaho and visit with my dear Camino friend, Steve Walther. He is the author of this wonderful book, Sacred Blisters. So let's go to Idaho and talk to Steve. Well, hello, my friend Steve. How are you?
I'm fantabulous, Gigi. Good to see you.
Ditto. So this video, as we were discussing, is about being addicted to the Camino, or a perpetual pilgrim. And you are perhaps one of the most prolific Camino addict or perpetual pilgrims that I know. So what is it that you like about the Camino? Why do you keep coming back to it?
Well, you said that the way you put it is it's probably more of an affliction than anything else. Talk about the Camino. I like to be on the Camino, and all things Camino is kind of my obsession, compulsive obsession, all of the above. But what I like best about it is I think in today's world where everybody is hearing negative news all the time, and there's so many bad things happening, and you hear people talking about how like people aren't good anymore, and they're always fighting different everything is in turmoil, it seems. But when you're on the Camino, I always get a sense that the world isn't as bad as we make it out to be. And there's a lot of good things happening, and there's good people and people doing good things, doing amazing things. And we don't hear about those. We don't talk about those people, those things, and the good and the happiness. And one of the things I like about the Camino most of all is it's a chance to check out of the news and to turn off the outside world and focus on your own inside world and your own, what makes us all unique and special and amazing. And the Camino is the platform to launch that feeling. And I think that's why you get that obsessive compulsive thing once you go, is you yearn to have that feeling again.
You need to do it to get back to where you were when you got off it.
Yep, exactly. And that's why we yearn to go back.
That's why we yearn to go back. So when is your next Camino?
It's either going to be this spring or in the fall. I'm working around some work things, but I will be putting footsteps down somewhere sometime in 2025. Um, I was lucky enough to see you on the Camino in 2024. You were
Yeah.
walking, and I was with my family driving down to see her family. So this was the first Camino year I missed walking in several years, but it was good to see you in Blue Scoot there on the Camino in Cordova, and
Cordova.
headed up. And I have not entirely decided which route I'm going to do yet. I think I might do a big chunk of the northern route.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for sharing with our Camino family. I'm sure everybody will be thrilled to not only see you, but to hear what you have to say about it, because you are really an experienced pilgrim.
Oh, well, thank you. I bow down to you. You are the my hero when it comes to all things Camino and the adventures you've taken and how many and the miles you put in, and plus all the time you give all of us with your sharing of your knowledge and excitement for the Camino. It's you are a gem for sure.
Well, it's a gift that has been given to us, and it's important to share that gift with others.
Thank you. It is. It really is.
Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye now, and we will see you on the Camino probably in spring.
Yeah, sure hope so.
Thank you to my Camino friends for sharing your words with us. The Camino is so much more than just a walk. If you have experienced this and would like to share your words with us, please leave a comment for everyone to read. Now it's time for music. The selection for this episode is a jazz tune called Something in Blue. You know me and the color blue, so I thought this would be appropriate. Please enjoy.